Well, hello there, folks. How's it going? I hope everybody's doing really good today. This is like, I don't know, round 3 on this guitar. It's getting out of hand, but I got it figured out. Again, I got screwed by the internet on a wiring diagram that wasn't right, and wired this pickup in wrong, which I thought was odd that it would be different from the other one anyway. I should have just went with my gut, but I didn't know which was right at the time, so it is what it is. So we're going to solder this one back in. This is the neck pickup, potentiometer, and we should be ready to roll after I get everything hooked back up. I did test the guitar already, and I've got a lot of videos on this. Maybe they're uploaded by now, I'm not sure, so I'm not really sure I'm going to upload them yet, so by the time you see this, they could be out there. I shot, I don't know, probably 50 minutes of video, modding this guitar and just going through the explanations and the trials and tribulations, so to speak. I did learn a few things. I actually learned lots of things doing this the hard way, but I won't forget nonetheless. Alright, so I'm going to sort this out and we'll get this sorted up and back in action. Okay, so we're getting back in here and going through the motions again. I had to get out a new potentiometer. The one that I had in there before actually broke. I think it was this terminal, snapped right off. I don't know. Sometimes you just have multiple bad days in one day. That's just kind of how it goes. Alright. I think we got that. Let it sit for a second, then we're going to give it a little tug test. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of the extra wire sticking out here. Clean that up. Alright. So, I want to make sure my potentiometer is also turned all the way off. Because if you don't, you guys must know by now, I've said it 100 times, you will burn the wiper and the contacts and stuff inside your pot. Alright, so I got to jump a wire from this red one is going to go. This is my north stat. The other two I just wired in there were north finish and south finish, okay? So this white wire is going to the switch. Okay, so I need to get this red wire soldered in there, and I also need to jump down to this terminal. And we're also going to hook the end of the capacitor in that same terminal. So I'm going to get that all lined up here, and then we'll get right at it. Okay, so we got the red wire in there, which is the, what did I say that was? North stat? Yes, and we've got a jumper wire here that I've made, and we're going to hook that into the bottom lug, and I have the end of the capacitor through there already too. So I'm going to solder this part first, and hopefully I don't knock the wire out of there, but sometimes it happens. Alright, I think we got it. Let her sit for a minute. Give her the old tug test. That feels pretty good. Okay, now I need to bend this wire around here and get that pushed in through this soldering terminal here. And like I said, I already have the end of the capacitor in there as well, okay? I just want to get them pushed in a little bit better, and then I'll trim the all the excess off in a minute. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, here we go. Let's get these ones glued in, and then we'll be in good shape. It's tight quarters in here when you're working on these push-pulls, I will say that. It's hard not to lay your iron across and heat the other terminal up and that kind of thing. Alright, I gotta sort a few more wires out here. Okay, I got her all soldered back in, guys, and looks like we got signal here. Next thing I want to do is pull the pot up, and we can see that it splits. So that's what we were after in the first place. Pop it back down, and you got a humbucker. So we're looking good there. I'm going to check the other pickup while I'm right here. And this one doesn't like to read. I think my meter's on her way out maybe too. Let me get back on the other one. And yeah, we got something going on. There we go. I've got this kind of, you know, just thrown together. And okay, so we definitely got signal. I'm not seeing a split though now. That's odd. Because it worked before, so. Oh, you know what? I know what's wrong. I was on the wrong one. Okay, so yeah, it's doing it. All right, I think we're in good shape. So we'll get it all put back together. We definitely got a splitter here, and everything looks good. All right, let's put it back together. Okay, folks, I'm giving it the big test run before I put anything back together. We're going to start on the bridge pickup. Okay. Alright, so the tone works and the volume definitely works. Now let's pop it up and see if we can get a single coil. There we go. Pop it back down, you got both coils. Okay. Let's go to the neck pickup. Make sure the tone works. That's all good. Now we got a single coil up here in the neck. Slap her back down. You got a humbucker. So, single, humbucker. I finally figured it out, and I'm going to definitely draw a diagram up and share this with you guys, because there's just no need of some of this stuff being circulated and leading people down the wrong road. I'm going to try to make it right at least, because this is a pretty common mod that people do to a Les Paul. If you ask me, it's really a no-brainer. I mean, you're not inhibiting anything or messing with the structural integrity of this guitar at all. You know, if you got a set of 4-wire pickups, which they make that look the part and everything, these are distressed. I'll show you those too. These covers were made to look like this. I don't know what they did. They took a saw or something. So it looks like she's had some hard stuff done to it anyway. Kind of mean looking. I think that's what they were going for. Really cool pickups though. And I will say one thing. These pickups have a lot of output, okay? And I have found out that if you want to use, you know, like push-pulls and run single coils with your humbuckers, or at least split them, you really should have a high-value pickup. Because when you split these things in half, usually they sound really thin and wimpy because, you know, the resistance is probably down to 3, 4, something like that, compared to whatever it was new, you know, maybe 9s, 10s. These are like 15 and 13 or something like that. They're pretty high output. So when you split them in half, it doesn't sound so thin. Let's go right to the bridge again. I'll put the tone up. I've got my amp quite loud, but I'm digging this. This is going to happen to a couple more of my guitars here too. It's not that hard to do. It is tricky soldering those pots in. It's pretty tight quarters. I wanted to mention too, I think those push pulls I just put in there are Alpha. I think that's the brand. I think I misspoke the other day and I might have called them whatever, CTS, or I can't remember what I said, but I'm pretty sure they're Alpha. They work nice. They're of good quality. I have no issues with them. So I'm going to order some more. And now it's time to do a setup on this thing. And then I'm going to go play it and get it back where it needs to be. And get it vibrating and moving again. Guitars need to be played. They'll go to sleep on you if you don't play them all the time. So you got to dig them out and rough them up a little bit. Okay, guys, so stay tuned. We'll do a nice sound check on this. And I'm also going to do a diagram, okay? I actually have a diagram right here. Let's just do this right now and get it over with, okay? So let me shut my amp off. All right. I'm getting out the golf club and the whole 40 chord here. Here we go, guys. So, all right. No matter what your pickup is, you need to determine what the north stat and, you know, north finish, south finish, and south stat are. And that's, I'm talking about the colors of the wires, okay, in your pickup. And this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Pickup color codes. This is my handwriting, so bear with me, but I have Seymour Duncan's color code. So the black is the north stat, white north finish, and so on. DiMarzio, Gibson, Bill Lawrence, Fender, Jackson, Peavey, and bare knuckle. I did get a little black paint on that one, but you can see these bare knuckles that I just put in, that were in this guitar, I should say, that I just hooked up to push pulls. So it tells you what the north finish, south finish are, north stat, south stat. You need to know what color wires, you know, pertain to each pole position, I should call it, I guess. Anyway, let's go back to the diagram. All right, now I'm going to show you the differences, and this is what led me astray. This is the neck pickup, okay? So you have 4 wires. You actually have 5. We'll get to that. So you have a north stat, north finish, south stat. This is the diagram that I went by on the internet, okay? So it tells you to tie, you know, these two together, north finish, south finish, and hook them into this lug on the push-pull. And then you got your 3, you know, common lugs down here that are on every pot. And that kind of thing. So north stat went to here, and this just got grounded. And then you can see that the middle one went to a switch, okay? So I did wire that up in that fashion right there, and it would not split. I wired the bridge pickup up in this fashion, which you can see it's a little different. The north finish and south finish go to this middle lug or terminal. And on this diagram, they have it going to the bottom one and then just grounding this. I'm not really sure what happened. I think that diagram might have been for one coil tap and one split, which these pickups are not wound for coil tapping. So what I ended up doing was using this one right here, okay? And if you want to screenshot this whole thing, you can. It's up to you. Or take your chances online. This one works. So what I ended up doing was removing that potentiometer again, and I installed a new one in its place and wired it up this way. So the bottom one is the one you want, okay? Everything else is right, but your bottom, don't use this for the neck. Use this. I tried it, and it just wouldn't split. It would work. I could get signal and at full range, but it just wouldn't split it in half. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps. It's no fun when you're just struggling. You can't figure it out. You trust in a diagram that you hope is right. So what I'm going to start doing is when I do this stuff, I'll have my own diagrams because I'm doing the guinea pig work right here on the bench, and I will definitely share this info with you. Okay, so what I'll probably do is draw up a nice diagram of this push-pull setup that I just did to this guitar. And like I said, these are coil split. So when you pull them up, it splits the coils in half, or kind of cuts the pickup in half, right? And same thing on the neck, same thing. So there is a difference between coil splitting and coil tapping. I know it's a big thing, people get confused, but coil splitting is what we are doing here, or just did, with a 4-wire pickup. Now, coil tapping is different. When they wind the pickup, say halfway through the winding process, they'll tap off it and continue. All right, so there is a difference as far as how it works. Coil tapping to me sounds better than most humbuckers are split. I think it's more. They seem to have a little more steam when you click them to singles. But again, just through my experience here, if you use some high output pickups and split them, that's what you really should kind of shoot for, in my opinion. Now, there are some other things you can do. I was looking at Lindy Fralon's site yesterday, and he uses a resistor in the pot to actually give it more resistance and make it a little stronger. There's some little tricks like that we'll get into eventually, and again, I'll demonstrate it and I'll draw the diagrams out so you guys don't have to flounder online and guess which one you should try. I guess, there are some good ones out there, don't get me wrong, but even the ones you think are like legit, they may not be. I'm just saying, I've run into it a few times. Well, all right, guys, thanks for checking it out. I am very glad to be done working on this guitar, finally. This is like day 3 of, I did the neck thing and the pots and all that. So I'm going to do a setup on it next, and should be in good shape. You guys ever heard of this stuff? It's called Rich Light. Richlite. It's almost kind of like micarta or something. It has like plastics and fiber or whatever in it. I guess it's made to resemble ebony, but as you can see, that doesn't look anything like wood. Okay, it lasts a lifetime, I guess, and I didn't really notice anything weird about it. It plays fine, and it doesn't feel weird to me. So there you have it, guys. And a guy did ask me a question about this guitar. He said it looked like a custom shop with a medallion on the back here. But if you look close, and it does look like a studio, okay? But if you look close, minus the dust on the guitar, it is double bound in black. kind of funky. They only made 25 of these guitars right here. I did do some research on it, and very limited. Like it or hate it, you know. I really like the guitar. I'm not a fan of black usually, but I don't really care. As long as it sounds good and plays killer, I'm down. And this one definitely checks all those boxes. So, all right, guys, thanks again. I really appreciate your patience with me. And, you know, I'm just trying to show you guys the whole process as best I can, even if it's long and boring, because sometimes working on these guitars can be like that. So anyway, guys, it's a lot of fun nonetheless. I do love modifying stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's gratifying in some kind of way. Then you feel like you got something special, at least something more practical. I mean, you're stuck with 3 sounds. Of course, you can adjust your knobs. There's a lot of stuff to be had there too, but you know, if you don't have to drill any holes in the guitar and just change out a potentiometer to be able to split that, I think I would do it to most any guitar, even a vintage guitar. That wouldn't faze me in a minute. It really wouldn't. I mean, it is what it is, but anyway, thanks again, guys. We'll see you real soon, and try to get some guitar playing videos up here real soon, and maybe it will be with this. We'll do some experimenting with it, okay? All right, thanks again, guys. Be good. We'll see you soon. Okie doke.